Okay, so here's a little story. I'm sitting there on my porch one day. I'm reading this little tablet reader that I have, and the sun, just like this moment, is coming and it's hitting my eye. Just the way the reflection was, I couldn't see, so I was like closing that left eye and trying to read this e-reader, and I realized I can't see very well. Like, all right, gotta go get my eyes checked. So I go in, get my eyes checked. They look at my eyes. They're like, sure enough, your eyes, you cannot see that well. They're like, well, just come back in 6 months. We'll check it out again. So I come back in 6 months, and sure enough, my eyesight's gotten worse. You know, first red flag, something's up. Come back 6 months later, they check again and again. My eyesight's gotten worse. I mean, clearly, like I'm a little concerned. I'm worried. Like, what is going on? Optometrist comes in to the room. He sits down with me and he tells me, you have a degenerative disease. He says, if left unaddressed, you're gonna lose your eyesight. My right eye was deteriorating at such a rate that it just it hit me like a brick wall. I mean, as you can imagine, being a photographer, filmmaker, all these things, what am I supposed to do? Like, what happens if I lose my eyesight? He's like, well, there's really only two procedures. First procedure, they take this little piece of plastic and they embed it into your eye to stabilize it. I was like, no, I can't do that. This is not gonna work for me. He's like, the other option is this experimental procedure. It's called cross-linking. Basically, this is how I like to describe it, not medical at all, but basically, they go in, lay you down on a table, hold your eyelid open, drop some numbing eye drops in so they can get your lid to stay open, and then they proceed to scratch your eyeball. It's nuts. So they start scratching my eyeball. Then the next step is for I don't know how long, 20 minutes, you have this eyedropper that's like on a calculated release that drops every, I don't know, 5 seconds for 20 minutes. You're just sitting there, like on the table, looking up as things just keep dropping into your eye. Then they come and they take ultraviolet light and basically sunburn your eye. And what it's doing is it's creating a cohesion, a chemical bond between, the tissue, the corneal tissue, and protein that actually strengthens your eye. They told me from the beginning, this isn't gonna improve your sight. Well, I'm happy to say it worked. My right eye, thankfully, is stable enough that I hopefully won't have to go through any more procedures. I remember the first time I put on glasses. I was sitting in an office. I'd just gotten back from the optometrist. I'm sitting there. You look across the street and there's a pine tree, and my jaw hit the floor. Guys, I didn't know that you're supposed to be able to see the pine needles on a pine tree from a distance. I thought unless you were like 5 feet away from them, you don't see the pine tree. It's just like a a dark green color or a dark silver color. So I remember looking at the mountains, and I would take my glasses off and then look at them and realizing that you can see shapes and structures. It's not just like an impressionistic painting. Like the actual mountains, I can actually see the details in them. And I had never really been able to do that before. But here's something that I've realized since this happened, something that has like connected with me that I had never thought about until this all happened. I realized that I shoot with a wide aperture because that's how I see the world around me. Like an object like this blade of grass that's close to my face, like if I take my glasses off and I look at it, this world behind me is just blurred out. And I mean, I think that happens to most people, but for me, it was accentuated by this degenerative disease. The more I thought about this, I'm like, that's what's shaped and created my aesthetic vision. What it also communicated to me, and my hope is would communicate to you, is let's not get discouraged when things don't exactly go our way or they seem like, man, it's hard. It's hard right now. Like I'm trying to build my business, have a vision for how I can come and help nonprofits tell their stories and tell them more effectively, to aid and impact the work that they're doing. But it takes time. There are roadblocks and there are challenges. It just gets hard sometimes. And it's easy to get discouraged. I remember when I first found out about my eyes, I started to get discouraged. Little did I know that the thing that I had to go get a procedure on was the thing that has empowered it, my creativity. So to come full circle back to the beginning, my hope to my nonprofit friends out there is to know that one, I know things can be hard, can feel overwhelming and challenging, but this story hopefully connected you to me a little bit more. But it was a window into my life. That's what you can do with your community. Tell those stories. Take those stats, those big stats that are like all these blades of grass. If I told you the number, if I could count millions of blades of grass right here, told you that number, you'd be like, cool. If I show you this one piece of blade of grass, if I brought this close so you could see it, you'd better understand the grass I'm talking about. You would know more about that statistic. So tell those stories. Connect your community to the statistic so that they understand it, so they can relate to it, so they can connect to it. There's no cars buzzing by right now. There's no loud noises, urban sounds. It's quiet. A few birds chirping, plane flying overhead. It's relatively quiet. There's no distractions behind me. Mountains are beautiful, I get it. But that's what you do when you bring a story to someone. It's like taking them out of that context, removing the distractions, and letting them hone in on a small window that connects them to who you are. And that's going to empower them to want to take action. So, till next time.